academic all-OAC selection, a Dean's List student, Jacket Scholar, and member of the Chi Alpha Sigma Honor Society. That's our look back at the week that was. Now we're going to welcome in some of our guests. And we're going to start off on the mat. We're going to welcome in Doug Byrne, first and foremost. First, Doug, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome to the BW Athletics Roadshow. How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you should be real good after getting that announcement earlier today. Congratulations on being named the Ohio Athletic Conference Wrestler of the Week. How did it feel to hear that announcement?
Pretty good. I actually heard about 2 hours ago. I think I saw it on Instagram. So I was pretty happy. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten that in my 4 years here. So I was pretty excited.
How much of that honor, though, do you attribute to the work that your teammates help you put in the wrestling room? And talking with Coach Gibbs, he mentions that sometimes the hardest matches are the ones nobody sees because they're taking place in practice. Did you kind of view this as a team honor as well as an individual one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they say iron sharpens iron, man sharpens man, and it's the same in the wrestling room. You know, my teammates, my coaches make me better. The only reason I've been able to accomplish some of the things I have is because of my teammates and the work they've put in alongside me.
Talk about that work and that bond that you build in that wrestling room. How important is that to the success of a wrestling team?
I'd say very important. You know, I like to, I don't know, I think we do build a lot of trust and, camaraderie. You know, like I'll walk off a mat and I'll see 7 dudes, slap my hand, congratulating me after like the first round of a tournament, and it's just, you get a lot of support from the guys on your team, and it's really nice.
How nice is it also to start off the OAC campaign with a dominant statement victory over Heidelberg last week?
It was a lot of fun. It was, I don't know, I was really excited to get back on the mat after a long off season. I wanted to go out there and get the job done, just go out there and do what we've been taught in the room and leave it up to the work we put in beforehand.
You mentioned it was a long off season. What made it a long off season for you, and what were you able to accomplish to get yourself match ready?
One of the things I thought was I was coming off an injury and just trying to get back in the swing of things of wrestling consistently, working out with the team consistently, just getting back into the swing of things like they had been in previous years. That was one of the things in the off season. But besides that, it was also nice living on campus with the team because I got to train with them and stuff the whole summer.
Going back a few years with the COVID situation, which is hopefully behind us, what was that experience like in terms of, I mean, it's a very physical sport. It's not like you can practice on your own. You can do certain things, but there's only so much you can do on your own. How were you able to stay in the shape that you were when you didn't have that competition for an extended period of time?
I mean, the only answer I can give is we did our best. It's like we did the most we could do with the with a bad situation at the time. I remember it was my sophomore year. We were drilling in pods. We would come into practice and they'd split us off into groups of 2 or 3 guys, and it was like those were the guys you were working out with for basically the whole season, just for contact tracing. So it was it was just like trying to work around some of the restrictions we had in the years. And it was like trying to put in as much work as you can with the restraints that are put on you.
Did you guys get sick of each other after a while because it was such a small group?
Kinda. Yeah, I'd say so. Although, you kind of get, you kind of got to suck it up after a while. So, I'd say so.
So talk to me a little bit about this performance that you put on in the BW Invitational. I mean, I don't even know that dominant is the right word, because you went out there and you pinned 4 guys and your longest match was barely over 2 minutes. So, I mean, what was it about the matchups that allowed you to have the success that you did? And you're kind of setting a high bar for yourself where you're winning by pinfall all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have. I mean, I had some expectations coming into the tournament based off like previous experience, but I wasn't more so concerned about going out there and I don't know, looking for a specific outcome or trying to pin everybody. It was just about trying to wrestle my match, and if it came, if a pin came, or if a certain way I wanted to win came, I'd take it. So
you're not picky about how you win. You just want to make sure you cash in those opportunities to finish the match.
Yeah. I mean, I try to wrestle the same match every time. I try not to look at my opponents as this guy's ranked a certain number, this guy's unranked. It's like I try to go out there and I try to wrestle everyone as if they're going to be the national champ, and that gives me the best opportunity to compete at a high level.
Does it give you a little extra satisfaction though when you do get that pinfall?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's my dad always told me he's like why are you going to go out there and spend the whole match when you can just pin him in 30 seconds or something? It's
well, you made good on Dad's advice. That's for sure. You go out in a championship match and you win in 24 seconds. Is it the fastest you've ever won a wrestling match?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there was a tournament my freshman year, but I'd say that's probably one of my fastest matches I've ever had.
Yeah, one of. That's how scary this is. One of. You kind of have that boxer's mentality. You don't want it to go to this. Not that there are scorecards in college wrestling, but you don't want to have it be up for debate. You just want to handle your business when you take the mat.
Yeah. I try to be really consistent with my pressure and the way I wrestle. I don't try to take breaks. I really try to go out there and just work pressure on my opponent until either I win or I'm so tired I can barely move and he can barely move. Some of my toughest matches I've had is it goes all the way to the third and I gotta almost crawl off the mat. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Cardio and conditioning are huge proponents to successful wrestling. How do you sharpen your cardio when you don't have very long matches during this stretch? I mean, what do you do to keep in shape, because at some point you are going to have to wrestle a longer match or might have to?
Yeah. No, I definitely plan on having tougher matches in the later season. Probably one of the main ways. After we're done wrestling, we gotta hop on Aerodyne bike, and then we gotta go through some cardio. They get us right when we're done wrestling and we're at our most tired. And we kind of gotta do some sprints. But our practices do plenty when it comes to cardio. Our coaches are really good with the work we put in practice, and I'm very confident in our team as a whole and our cardio. I think it's shown in some of the matches our team has had as a whole.
Speaking of your team, I mean, you had 4 individual champions and 4 runners-up finishes at the BW Invitational. Do you ever kind of marvel at some of what your teammates are accomplishing, especially a guy like Jaden Hinton, who's having a really phenomenal start to the season, and some of the other weight classes that are really well represented by BW athletes?
Yeah, I'm super excited for what my teammates are going to do this season. I don't know. I love watching my teammates wrestle because they do fight a lot when it comes to competition, and it's just I like the way our team wrestles, and the work they've put in, it definitely shows on the mat, and it is I do marvel at that sometimes.
You've been with the program for a while now. Coming into the season after the team success last year, top 10 ranking, top 5 ranking at one point. Now you're ranked 22nd in the country. Does that kind of put a chip on everybody's shoulder to know that, hey, yeah, they still consider us one of the best, but they have a lot of teams in front of us?
I'm sure there's some guys on the team that think that. I've tried not to look at rankings, but I think if anything that would fire us up to try and compete even harder. Or honestly, I don't know if it would affect us if they had us unranked, or if we were ranked a higher number. I think we've been trained to go out there and wrestle like it's the most important match is the next match. Rankings don't matter as much as some people may think they do.
When you were looking at your opportunities to wrestle at the collegiate level after a standout career at Wickliffe High School, just down the road a piece in Lake County, what was it about BW that really stood out and that you wanted to be a part of, and how have you developed in your time with the program?
When I originally was looking at BW, I remember one of my teammates, Josh Decatur. A guy I knew, Josh Decatur, who was coaching at a local club, told our assistant coach, Jason Zasher, about me, and they brought me up to a visit, and I just remember thinking, or just hearing all the guys, they all shook my hand. Like 30 of them got out of practice, and they were on their way to the next workout or whatever, and they shook my hand, and it was just a really cool experience. And then when I got to talk to them later, they were talking about how their culture is very strong and how everybody is really good friends. It was just a really team-oriented culture, and that's what really drew me in. In terms of how much I've developed since joining, I'd say my love for the sport has skyrocketed. I like to think that I've gained some skills in terms of doing hard things when it comes to stuff I don't want to do, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the sport. But besides that, I've also made great friends along the way. I got friends I still talk to that were fifth years when I was a freshman, and I've made friends with some of the younger guys in our team. So it's one big family.
Being a part of the greater BW family, academically speaking, you get it done in the classroom as well. You're a scholar athlete, and you're majoring in cybersecurity analysis. What drove you to pick that major, and what is it that excites you about what you're studying?
I was originally in a Cisco Networking Academy tech program in high school.
Okay.
And it was a super interesting program I got to do. I got a couple certifications from it. So I knew it was just kind of a thing that I wanted to get into. And when I decided I was going to college, I was looking at schools, and I saw that BW had a cybersecurity option for their major, or they had a degree. And I thought, man, that sounds cool. I knew I wanted to go into computer science, so I was thinking, that's more of a specific realm. I feel like I could maybe specify in certain things in that, as opposed to a general computer science degree. But recently this summer, I got to have an internship at the Cleveland Clinic, working as a cybersecurity intern, and that was super interesting. I got to do some hands-on stuff with some of the ideas and stuff I'll be doing in the future once I graduate with the degree. But some of the stuff that excites me about the field is, it's constantly changing. You got to be a lifelong learner. Technology keeps evolving, and you got to evolve with it. So it's something's always gonna surprise you in the field, from what I know. And there's still so much I got to learn. So I'm really excited for my career after BW.
Is that going to take place after this year, you think, your career, or are you do you have another year of eligibility left? I
do have another year of eligibility. I think that's still up in the air. Wasn't too sure, but I thought there was a 1-year extension for my degree, so that if I take another year, I can graduate with a master's in cybersecurity. So that was something me and my coach and my family were definitely thinking about. Yeah, but may or may not. I don't know.
And before we let you go, Doug, what's it going to take for you to become an All-American again and get where you want to go? And ultimately, I'm guessing you want to be at the national tournament, getting an All-American, but also finishing with your hand raised in your last match of the season.
It's going to take consistency. Our coach really stresses, Coach Gibbs really stresses, don't let our highs get us too high, don't let our lows get us too low. The season's long, and even if I do have a few easy matches here and there, it's not a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk for anybody. So just trying to keep a level head, just trying to be consistent with the way I train, with the way I live, live the JTM lifestyle. It's makes things a whole lot easier.
All right, well, Doug, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the OAC honor, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's Doug Byrne, the OAC Wrestler of the Week, after recording 5 pinfalls in all 5 of his matches last week. An unbelievable statistic, an unbelievable week, and he was recognized